I figured out a way to study so fast that honestly, it almost feels like cheating. You know that feeling when you spend days studying only to end up with the same grade as that friend who crammed everything the night before? Yeah, it makes you feel like you wasted all that effort. You sacrifice your free time, skip the things you enjoy, and still your grades are just average. Meanwhile, your friends are out there relaxing and having fun. And to make things even worse, studying can feel exhausting and boring, which makes procrastination even more tempting. But here's the truth. The problem isn't you. The real problem is the inefficient way most people study. In this video, I'll show you how you can spend just 20% of the time studying and still get top grades using simple techniques that very few people know about. And the best part? You won't have to sacrifice your weekends every time an exam comes around. So let's get started. 8. The biggest enemy of exam week. Do you binge on sweets before tests because of stress or anxiety? Well, that might actually be hurting your performance. Research from UCLA shows that consuming too much sugar can slow down your brain and make learning harder. Another study from the Journal of Physiology found that sugar can negatively affect focus and reasoning. So instead of reaching for candy or sugary snacks before studying, try healthier options like nuts, fish, or berries. These foods help improve memory and keep your brain focused without the crash that sugar causes. 7. Change your mindset. Here's a trick most students completely overlook. If you sit down to study already thinking it's going to be boring and endless, guess what? It will feel exactly like that. But when you change your mindset and tell yourself it's going to be quick and manageable, your focus improves and time starts moving faster. Your brain often follows the expectations you set. A study from Harvard showed that employees who believed their physical work was good for their health actually experienced real improvements, like lower blood pressure and weight loss. So why wouldn't the same idea work with studying? Instead of saying, "This is going to take forever," try saying, "I can finish this in no time." Instead of, "I'll never understand this," say, "This looks simple. I'll get it done quickly." Small changes in mindset can make studying feel much easier and far less stressful.
6. Use a timer. If you struggle with procrastination, this technique can completely change your study sessions. Use a timer. There's a famous principle called Parkinson's Law, which says that work expands to fill the time you give it. If you think you have all day to finish something, chances are it will take all day. But if you set a 30-minute timer, your brain shifts into focus mode. You suddenly become more efficient because there's a clear deadline. The key is setting a time limit that challenges you but doesn't overwhelm you. Instead of saying, "I'll study this all day," say, "I'll finish this chapter in 1 hour." You'll be surprised how much faster you move. 5. Focus on what really matters. When time is limited, you have to be strategic. Not everything in a textbook is equally important. This is where the 80-20 rule comes in. About 20% of the material often produces 80% of the exam questions. So instead of rereading the entire textbook, focus on summaries, key concepts, topics your teacher emphasizes, practice questions in past exams. Ask yourself one simple question. If I could only review one topic today, which one would give me the most benefit? That's where your focus should go. 4. Study the answers first. If you want to study smarter, start with the answers. Instead of slowly reading through the entire chapter, go straight to the questions and answers at the end. This helps you understand what information is actually important. Exams often follow predictable patterns, and practicing questions trains your brain to recognize those patterns. You'll not only learn the material faster, but you'll also understand how examiners expect answers to be structured, and that's a huge advantage during tests. 3. Focus on your weaknesses. One of the biggest mistakes students make is spending too much time reviewing topics they already know. It feels productive, but it doesn't help much. Real improvement happens when you work on the areas you struggle with. Identify your weak points and spend extra time strengthening them. Another useful method is horizontal learning, where you connect related topics to understand the bigger picture. For example, if you're studying the immune system, also review related topics like inflammatory response, cellular defense mechanisms, autoimmune diseases. This approach helps you build stronger connections between ideas and makes learning more effective. 2. Use AI tools. Technology can also make studying much faster. AI tools like ChatGPT can help you summarize complex topics, explain difficult concepts, create practice tests, build study plans, organize your notes. It's like having a personal tutor available anytime. Instead of spending hours searching through textbooks, you can quickly get clear explanations and focus on understanding the material. 1. Review your mistakes. Here's something many students ignore. Keep a notebook where you collect all your mistakes. Every wrong answer, confusing concept, or exam error goes there. Before the next test, review this notebook. Studying your mistakes is one of the fastest ways to improve because it prevents you from repeating the same errors. And honestly, avoiding repeated mistakes can make a huge difference in your final grade. If you found these tips useful, share this video with a friend who might need them too. And if you have any secret study technique that works for you, drop it in the comments. You never know, it might help someone else succeed.